Better go now. Panel, you're you're in the next one. You're fine. Okay, so I have, are we on? I've got a panel of so I'm in a room I'm in a power room. You don't have to squat. It just makes it weird. Just go, just go, just own it. Walk right past. It's okay. So I'm in a room full of very powerful people. Okay, I'm just going to say that out loud. The most director org leaders, whatever you want to call it, in one place in Rock On history. So that's kind of a big deal, right? Even when we went to Summit year before the last, where there wasn't 50 of us. Yeah, right before the whole world shut down, we literally came screeching out of Summit, and we're like, wait, what? There wasn't 50 of us there. I don't remember. Does anyone remember how many of us there was there? Who was with me? Do you remember? I know you remember about like I remember. You're literally no help. I don't remember either, but I know there wasn't 50 of us there, and there's 50 of us in this room, so that's exciting. So the panel here, the one room panel are going to come up, and we're just going to line the chairs up. You'll have to do it so you start right about here. You can stand if you want to. Usually, yeah, that's fine. I guess that's fine. On this panel, what is that? I can't with this room. Tell you, you too need to be a director and come when I say come, because when we have events, we have so much fun. We're kind of a force to be reckoned with in this room. I'm not going to lie. What's happening? Oh gosh. Okay. The panel is going to be, I'm going to have them talk about best booking party tips and tricks, best booking parties off parties, away from parties, all the at a party, all the, the host, not the host, the people, all the things, best order builder sales tips. And I have a very diverse group that's coming up as far as I've got new directors. I've got directors who had it for a long time. I've got org leaders. I've got all the different things. And you all do the same thing, but you all have your own, what did I say earlier? I want you to have the best you party, the best you, and you all go at it the same, but just slightly different. And sometimes there's little tiny tips and tricks. Sometimes somebody will be saying, oh, I send all these, this is my favorite one. I sent hundreds of messages and everybody said no. Well, first, you didn't send hundreds of messages and everybody said no. I'm just going to say, call it duck attack, right? Because hundreds and everybody said no, it's not a thing. So there's that. B, I usually will say, show me a screenshot of what you said, because it's not that you said anything wrong. You just might have not have said it exactly right. Like there might just, if I could just tweak it a little bit. And so my hope is with this panel, you'll pick up little tips and tricks, or maybe you can tweak something that maybe in your business, that little piece isn't exactly how you want it. And maybe you can grab just a little bit. These girls are awfully smart, right? And they're doing really good job and very successful. So listen to the things they said. Maybe you've heard somebody say it before and you're doing that, but maybe their version is just a slightly bit different, and maybe it's something fun to try. But if what you're doing is working really, really fantastically well, I'm not saying you need to tweak anything. Just listen. Sometimes the tip that you pick up is a totally random side tip that has nothing to do with any of that, but it was so good, Some of my best learnings have been in a hot tub somewhere, where somebody says some random thing and I go, oh, that was genius, right? Okay, so on this panel, we have Lacey Nash. So Lacey, when did you start with us? I know you can tell me and I can repeat it. End of February of last year. And Lacey is a director, and she was #1 in Rock On in personal sales just recently. So she's clearly doing something right. She's booking parties and she's order building well, right? So there's some things to listen for. We have Chantel Gilbert, but she's not here. Oh, we missed her. Okay, well, maybe we'll hear from her later. So just kidding. We have Tanya Kipp, and Tanya is a 3-star, I believe, right? I always correct me if I say it wrong, because sometimes I'm like, it's kind of like, I know this is going to sound terrible, but you have a friend and they have children, and then you see them again later and you're like, they got so big, because in their mind, they just stay in this, it's not so if I can't remember your title, it doesn't mean I don't, you're just you to me. And so sometimes I'm like, which one are you again? I can't remember, because you're just you and I love you. And I don't think about it like that always. But Tanya's a 3-star director that lives in Pennsylvania. I feel like I need to say it with a funny little accent. It's kind of like Wisconsin, like you gotta do the funny, cute little Pennsylvania kind of has that. And Tanya started when? March of 2018, and she has done a great job building her business. Tia Dumbo was supposed to be here too, but she had to run around the corner and sign for a car. So she'll be back, and if she shows up, I'll throw her on the panel. She'll be all discombobulated, but we love her anyway. It's okay. And then Jodi Johannesen, who lives, where do you live, Jodi? Where's she? Spearfish, South Dakota. Do I need to say that with an accent too? South Dakota. Like I said. Jodi's a star director, correct? I got that right. Okay. And when did you start, Jodi? August of 18. She's done a great job building her business as well. And I love the different, well, we're missing 2, but I love the different, some have been here longer, some have been here less, different levels of, and all of them are being very successful. I'll go at it just a little bit different. So if you guys would come on up for me, please, right now. And we're going to use this mic. So here's the trick with the mic that we're learning is hold it with 3 fingers up here like this. I know that's really weird, but it doesn't cut in and out when you do that so much. And then try to stand still if you can. And then stand behind me to the point where you can be seen on the screen. There you go. So there you go. I don't care what, I'm going to move out of your way, but I was trying to say, like, stay in that part of the screen. All right, who we got? Who are we missing? Is it just the 3 of you? Lacey, Tanya, and yeah, so your panel went from 5 to 3. So there you go. You got this. So I'm not going to sit and ask you like questions so much other than I might ask, but and I'm not going to point at you. I'm just going to hand the mic and let you guys just pass it back and forth and be like, so we're going to talk about best booking parties. Just share my favorite booking party tip or I'm really good at recruiting hosts. I'm less as good at this. I'm going to talk about the thing I'm good at, right? Don't say I'm bad at, but okay. Who wants to start? I'm going to do the little 3 fingers like that. Is that?
Hello, everybody. My name is Lacey Nash. Welcome. So one of the things for a party that you don't have bookings yet is have the host do the work. Hey, is there anybody that you can think of that would like to help you out so you can win a prize? Oh, well, Susie Q and Jessica Marie, I can reach out, or those 2 people might book a party. Oh, awesome. Would you mind reaching out to them for me and putting the bug in their ear to see if they would like to host? They're going to do it. Surprise. So you just had the coach or the host do the work for you. And I'm like, oh yeah, they'll book a party for me. Awesome. Would you mind having them send me a message? Because guess what? You've already sent them a message and it probably went to spam, right? Everybody, that's spam. So, which leads me to my next one is, yes, like Kristen said, I messaged everybody, went to spam. Did you guys all know that there is a button where you can tag everybody that was in that party? That welcome post? How many of you guys use that welcome post to welcome everybody as they come in the group every day? Right? Did you know that after 7 days, you can't do that anymore after they booked? So on day 5 to 6, I'll use that welcome post. Instead of doing a welcome to the party, I'll do, hey, I just sent everybody a message. If you didn't get it, make sure to send me a message because it probably went to spam. That gets me so many orders, so many parties that it's unbelievable. Like I'll go for a party that'll go from $50 to $5 overnight. Oh, I completely forgot that so-and-so had a party going on. Let me go look right now. Or you get the ones that go, oh, not right now. Money's really tight. Oh, perfect. Actually, would you like to have your own party so that you can get that serial keeper for free? That's how I've been successful at continuously booking parties, continuously making good parties of $500 or more. I think that's all I got right now.
So I like to message people. Obviously, all of us do that, right? But a good way to, thanks, Barbara. I'm Tanya Kipp from Pennsylvania. I didn't say it as cool as Kirsten, but I live near Hershey, PA, so most of us are familiar with Hershey chocolate, right? So if you want some chocolate, come visit me. Yeah, love chocolate. So when I am struggling with getting parties, I will start with my VIP group or maybe even my personal wall. But one thing that I found to be really helpful for me to remember who I've messaged is to start maybe with all the A's in my group. I'll message everybody with A's. And, when you're doing this for a while, you end up having a lot of friends, right? Like I have 3,000 friends that obviously I don't personally know all of them. Most of them I know, at some point they were in a Tupperware party. But at least if I'm messaging all the A's, next time I'm messaging all the B's or the C's. So that I've found to work for me. Like Kirsten said, a lot of times my team will say to me, they're struggling with parties and they've messaged everybody and, they've sent out hundreds of messages. What's the matter?
No, you're doing perfect. I had missed a panel member, so I'm just no, it's fine. Katie Massingill asked to come up here and in my cut and paste and I was coming from my thing, I just didn't throw on my thing. Would you come up, please? Thank you. Thank you for telling me. No, I just missed her and I wanted to come up and yes, we want to hear from you. And plus we were missing panel members. So the panel now looks a little more complete. So there you go. Sorry to interrupt.
Thanks for joining us. No, wait, what was I saying? So I will message the aides. Oh, my team. So my team will tell me they're struggling with parties a lot of times too. And I'm asking them, are you really sending out messages? When you ask them to send me a screenshot. Like if you really messaged 100 people, I want to see 100 messages. They don't send me 100 messages because they've asked 5 people and 5 people have said no, right? So I'm going to make sure that you're letting them know that I struggle too. So they're not alone, but if you message 25 and you don't get a yes, message 25 more. If you message another 25 and don't get a yes, message 25 more. I was just actually personally messaging Kirsten about this just a couple of days ago before we came here. She had asked how I was doing with the Nashville challenge. And I'm like, man, I'm really struggling. And I'm messaging tons of people. Maybe switch up my wording a little bit, right? Sometimes you have to do that or ask for help. The one thing I love about this group is that everybody here is willing to help everybody. And I have never in my life met women like this that really want to help you succeed. And it's genuine, right? So ask somebody else who maybe is better with wording, just to, look over your wording. Maybe it's mine. I know I like to talk too much. So maybe it's a little bit long. So I could ask Barbara, hey, Barbara, can you check out my wording? Maybe take a paragraph of it away. And then I send that to people and I get some yeses, right? So just keep going. And then one other thing I know you had said about maybe getting some extra sales. So it is really important to message everybody in the party. Make sure, like a lot of times I will ask, have you heard of our Fridge Smart? That's my go-to because Fridge Smarts are amazing, right? Everybody in the world should have them. So it's really easy to talk about because it's a great product and I can share with people what I love about it and I'm being genuine. It's something I use. So you want to make sure that you're using our products so that you can be honest with people. Because I think if you're not being honest, they can see through that. So if you're telling them what you use and why you love it, now they want it, right? So now if they want it, now you can get them to get a party so that they get it for free or half off. So I'm always trying to message people if they have any questions about the product. Maybe I'm talking about the Fridge Smart. Now they know about it. A couple of years ago, this is one thing that sticks to my head and then I'll pass on. But I had a girl in a party. Her name was Rose. I had never met this woman. And she was in the party. Clearly people don't read, right? So like you had mentioned spam. So sometimes it's, they're not seeing your messages, but now you're talking to them privately and asking them about a product. Even though you shared that post that explained a Fridge Smart, they're still saying, what's a Fridge Smart? They clearly didn't see your post. They didn't read it, right? So now this person, Rose, I'm talking to her about the Fridge Smart. I asked her if she wanted to add it to her order. She was giving me like a $25 order. I don't remember what it was that she wanted. So I said, how would you like to add it was at the time, it was like the Fridge Smart Small. You could add it to any order for $10 or something. So I was like, how would you like to add this? It's only $10. And she's like, well, what's a Fridge Smart? Oh my gosh, you didn't see the post? Let me tell you what it is. So I told her what it was. She had a house in Pennsylvania and she also had a home in Florida. So as I told her what the Fridge Smart was, she ended up turning that $25 order into 2 full sets of Fridge Smarts. She bought one for her home in Pennsylvania, one for her home in Florida. And I was like, yeah, I just turned this $25 order into a $225 order basically, right? So I asked her, how about having a party? And she's like, oh no, I don't do parties. And I'm like, really? I'm like, I'll even bring all the food. Like she wanted to do a home party, not a Facebook. She said that she wouldn't do a Facebook thing, but she would maybe do a home party, but she's not interested. I had offered to bring the food to her party, which I'm not saying that you have to do that, but I just offered to bring something to her home. She's inviting all her friends, right? So I would bring something. So she said to me, okay, really? I've never had anybody bring something. So I took cake and I made it in the stack cooker, I think. She has ended up being one of my top customers. She buys from me all the time. She's also become one of my friends. So I don't know if you guys know, but I did earn the Mustang through the WOW Growth Program. Yeah. And I knew what month I had to bust butt to get it, right? So I reached out to Rose and I asked her if she would have a party for me because I really was close to earning this Mustang and I needed as many sales as I could get. She had a home party for me again, and it was a $2,222 party. Okay. If I would have not asked Rose if she wanted to add that small $10 Fridge Smart and started talking to her, none of that would have ever happened. So keep that in mind in each and every party that, when you're talking to the guests, because you never know. Not only could you get your best friend, but you could also get your best customer. That's all I have. Right. If you never know.
I'm Jodi Johannesen from South Dakota. My biggest strategy for booking parties is in the parties themselves. I do follow up. My best time is when I send messages to everybody in the party, welcoming them to the party, to encourage them to participate in the post, for discounts and games. And then, as Lacey said, not everybody sees the messages, but eventually later on they will in the party, I found, because then at the end of the party I also follow up, and then I do you want to see the catalog links, or if you're not able to order, you want to host a party, that also helps your host. And then some parties, those are super easy to get. Other times, if they can't afford to order, ask them if they want to host a party. I try to do them within 2 to 3 weeks of the party, but if somebody says they don't want to do it now, I'll never turn a party down. I always make sure, though, to follow up in my calendar, to follow up with them in a few weeks, whenever, like January, February, whenever, because you just never know. And then when Kirsten throws out booking challenges, you know who to go to. And then there's times, we all have just booking slumps, you don't have anything on your books. The 2 things I've done that have helped is do a mystery host challenge in my VIP group and my customers on my wall. But in there, because people want all the hostess rewards, especially when there's double host credit and things like that, and they have to have the bookings. So they will book a party to make sure that whoever is the mystery host will get all those rewards, because they'll go find people to book a party. And that's even with your own host. If they really want the mixing set, the pink bowls, I can't remember what they're called, or whatever they are, or any of the host benefits, they're going to go find some people to book a party. And then the other thing I've done is the GIF posts in the buy-sell trade groups. Yes. It doesn't do. So, when was it? Last fall, I had no parties on the books at all. And I'd never done the GIF post in the buy-sell trade groups and stuff. I was like, I'm going to give it a shot. Everybody had told me it worked. It's just a picture of some Tupperware I had, like $100 worth, and I posted it in there. And then when they comment, I sent them personal messages and stuff. And I probably got 10 bookings and posted in 3 groups, and there were local groups about an hour away from me, but I got people from all over South Dakota that I'd never seen before. And I have customers that order from me monthly now. They won't, I've tried recruiting them, I've tried and stuff, they've done, but yet, yes, exactly, yet. But it really does work. We've done ones with the bowl sets and stuff have been really popular to get them at a discount. That's all I can think of right now.
I'm Katie Massingill. I'm from Iowa. Since Jodi was talking about the buy-sell trade, I'm going to share a tip that I learned in the last. Really? I know. Okay. So I didn't have any bookings. Truth be told, I might be an org leader, but I suck at bookings. So everybody has problems.
can curse. So I said, I'm just going to do by self-train. Is that better? Okay. The antenna is somewhere here. I don't think it's a created microphone. Okay. So I went and posted in, I don't remember, I posted in like 6 buy-sell trade groups, and 4 of them went crazy, and I had like 200 comments between 4 buy-sell trade groups in like 24 hours. And I was like, I'm going to Facebook jail. And I didn't, but like I worked through all 200 messages, and I was like, that was pointless. I booked one party. And then I was like, no, I'm not going to take that as a failure. I'm going to make this a good thing. So I went back to like everybody that I knew had seen my message, and I sent them a follow-up, and I said, let me know either way if you want a party. I need to get you in my VIP group because I'll be announcing the drawing there soon, and I don't want you to miss it. They started answering me. They still didn't want a party, but a lot of them went into my VIP group. So now, last night, Kirsten gives us a recruiting challenge, right? Well, I'm throwing stuff up. I've been doing stuff all week. I've been doing lots of giveaways because it's December. And all of a sudden, all these people that I met in these VIP groups are commenting on my recruiting post. They wouldn't talk to me about a booking, but now they're interested in joining for a discount or maybe possibly selling. And I'm like, wait a minute. What did I put in there? What did I learn? I learned that a no is not a no, which I already knew. And I learned that pivoting is more important than we think it is. I was asking you one question. Yes, Kirsten, I was. Yes. The one party I did book, my host has no technology knowledge whatsoever, and it went very, very interestingly. But I sent out messages. One of her friends messaged me, I'm sorry, I got sick. Can you hold the party open? I promise my order's worth it. I'm redoing my pantry. I was like, that's what you think. So I checked in with her the next day, and then I checked in with her the next day, and then I said, hey, why don't you sign up for a discount and get your pantry at 25%? Well, I would love to, but I've been friends with this host for like 50 years, and I don't want her to not get host credit. And I said, well, listen, I'm doing a cooking thing with my friend who does sugar cookies, and we're having this fun, workshop, and I have to order some stuff for the workshop. So I will place an order on your friend's party and you can get your discount. And she said, okay. And I said, she doesn't know samples are coming out next week. So she signed up, and next week, let's see, but she's feeling better now. So we're going to get her pantry reorganized, and we're going to get her. So pivoting and not being afraid to try something new and asking the right question, because I asked them if they wanted to book, but that's not what they wanted. They wanted to buy Tupperware, or they wanted to join for a discount and get their pantry remodeled, or they wanted to make some money themselves. Like, you have to ask the right question. So keep asking. Yes. Yes. You keep pivoting. You ask what party, they say no. You pivot to my VIP group, they say yes. Then you pivot to, do you want to join for these bowls? And they go, oh, okay. Kathy said to me last night, you don't have to only do one mystery health party a month. You can do one every week. You just don't invite the same people. True story. That's Kathy's tip for today.
So with mystery host parties, how many of you guys just close your mystery host party out as soon as it's over? Or do you guys open up another party and the host name that won the party? Anybody? Show of hands. Yes. Right, they're at $750. Close it out. Or do you open up a party and say, hey, if you get $350 more, let's do a party for you. You can get even more host benefits. Ta-da. And you're getting more bookings because they're going to want to get more free stuff or half off items. So you can use the mystery host party to your benefit to start another party and get more bookings off of it with the host that won all the stuff. And that was from Barb. She taught me that, which was from Janelle. So you can kind of do, oh my gosh, genius. So I had a really good mystery host party, and Barb pops in my message, hey, why don't you see if that host or the who won wants to have another party and get even more host rewards? I'm like, genius, Barbara, genius. And it ended up being a $2,000 party. $2,000 party with 3 bookings. So yeah, I would have just closed it out. But it was like, oh, look at the good idea, Fairy. So but yeah, just something. That's all I got. Any questions? Oh, so order building. Would you like fries with that shake? I would, if I'm doing a manual entry, I'll let them know that, because a lot of people are going to complain about the shipping. Oh, it's so expensive. Well, up to $25, it's this price, or you can go up a little bit more, so you can kind of get more bang for your buck. Why don't we get the maximum amount so you can, have the same shipping for, that's kind of what I do, or you could do it, deliver to the host, which, I live too far. That's what it is. But you just kind of have to pay attention to, like, when they're messaging you with their order, pay attention to what they commented on. Sell them on the things that they commented, oh, this is kind of interesting. I've never heard of that before, or, things like that. Which question? Oh. Okay, so the question was, how do you upsell or get a bigger order out of somebody? And like I said, what I do is I'll go through and see what all they've commented on, what products they were interested in, and I'll try to educate them a little bit on it, and see if they want to add it to their order. If they order, I'm trying to think right now. A fridge smart. What are you going to be using it for? And then they'll be like, oh, well, I want berries and lettuce and this and that and the other. Okay, well, this size, and that size will be perfect for you. Lettuce, you're going to need a bigger one. Raspberries, you're going to want a smaller one. So, yeah, communicate. Yeah, good. Or, oh, I don't have money for a 4-piece set. Oh, that's great. Why don't we do a party and you can earn it for free or half off? Yeah, and you can earn it free.
Yeah, I mean, she's like, somebody take it. What's that? Set selling. Yeah. So, right. Show the whole set instead of, obviously the fridge smarts. That happens a lot. I'm at, for those of you guys that don't know me, I go to a local market on a Tuesday, and it's approved. I'm very official about it. I'm not like, okay, it's legit. But it's really been a blessing for me because I quit my full-time job and the spot had opened and the policy had changed. So I'm allowed to be there now. Thank you to Kirsten for getting me approval for that. But I'm very professional about it. And one of my biggest things is the fridge smarts. People come up to me, obviously it's a market. So they are buying, fruits and veggies there. So it's a really easy thing for me to talk about when people come up to my stand. I sell so many fridge smarts there. It's not even funny. But, telling them about all the different sizes and showing them the whole set. Like I can explain to them what one is, but then I explain about, hey, a lot of people, the lettuce crisper, right? So we know what that is. All of us know what it is, but it's not available all the time. How many people ask you for the lettuce crisper? A lot, right? I know a lot of people ask me for it. So as soon as they ask me about it, I let them know that, we don't have the lettuce crisper available right now. Yeah, you can wait for it. You might luck out and get it on a flash sale. I have no idea when, but let me tell you about something different. And this is why we have this, because you can not only can put your lettuce in it, but you can put your strawberries in there and they will last you 3 weeks. true story, when I got my, I guess it was the small deep came in our kit at the time when I joined. And everybody was telling me, oh yeah, your strawberries will last so long. I'm like, yeah, right. I'm a skeptical person. And I'm like, I don't know if I believe them. So it couldn't have happened at a better time. I had strawberries in my backyard and I was always throwing them away. I couldn't make anything fast enough. They were rotten and I was throwing them out. So when I got this container, I put them in, put strawberries in it. And I told my family, don't touch these. I want to see if they're telling me the truth, if this thing really works, right? So I took pictures of it. And I'm not kidding. I posted it in my VIP group. Those strawberries were still red and juicy in 3 weeks, which all of you guys know it's true, right? But I tell everybody that I can, anybody that will listen to me about those strawberries. And that, really? Your strawberries last that long? I'm like, yeah. And my lettuce and my carrots and my celery and all the things. So let me show you the whole kit. So now not only, or the whole set, not only do they want that small one, they want the large one too, right? Because they can put their head of lettuce or full peppers or cauliflower or whatever. So that's a really good idea to talk about, and showing the whole set. I end up selling the whole set instead of a $20 piece. So, yeah. Go for it.
My tip is listen, don't just talk. Because when they message you and they say, I just want the all-in-one shaker, and you say, oh, sure, no problem. What are you going to do with it? Do you cook or do you bake? And they say, oh, my mom had it. I want to make gravy with it. I love to bake. I'm not a cook at all, but my mom always made gravy. And you say, well, you don't want the all-in-one shaker. What you want is the quick shake. Let me show you the difference. People get confused by it. And they go, oh, well, thank you so much for telling me that. You go, so tell me about how you bake. And then you listen and you ask them follow-up questions and they start telling you what kind of person they are in the kitchen. And then you say, well, the all-in-one shaker is only whatever it is, 12 bucks, 14 bucks, whatever. And then you do what Lacey said. And you say, well, guess what? You can add X amount to your order and not pay any more shipping. And I know how much people like to not pay shipping. So because you're listening to them and you're caring about them and you know who they are and what they like to do in the kitchen and what kind of things they might be interested in, or the fact that their mom used to make gravy in it means they also want all this extra vintage stuff, then it's easier for you to suggest things. Yes, you connect with them. Or the other thing that I always ask people about is the Fridge Smart Stackable. Is that what it's called? The one with like you put cheese and tomato and stuff in it? The Fridge Stackables? Okay. Yes. Everybody thinks those are Fridge Smarts. And they always message me after they get it. What did I order? Yep. So when they say they want that, I ask them what they're going to do with it. And then I learn about what kind of cook they are and that they prep for their kids and blah, 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 blah. And that is not what they want. And they end up buying a 4-piece Fridge Smart set. Right? Because that's a 20, it's a 20 price item versus a 94 price item, right? So listen, don't just talk, because when you listen, you find out what they want, then you hand them the proof. By the way, these Fridge Smart Stackables will keep strawberries for 3 weeks. Have you seen these? No, what? And then you go, yeah, I think you should buy a set. You didn't come out with, you should buy these. You came out with, here's your proof. Yes. And then you come back with, you should buy it. And they trust you because you've learned something about them. That's my tip.
For those of you guys that don't know, Christy Corella, did I say her last name right, honey? I was close, right? Okay, so those of you guys that haven't seen it, she shared a post. I know Kirsten has it in our Rock On group, but I love that post for my party. Some of you guys, maybe a lot of you guys or all of you guys, I don't know, use it. But for anybody that's watching that's new, go find that post. It's a great post and it's a great way to get that interaction. It's like A, B, C, D, E, F. There's different, it's a 25K, my 25K video with Christy. It's a great way to, if you post that, I usually put it in my pre-party at the beginning before the party actually starts, and then watch what the people comment on, what items they're looking for or areas they're looking for help in, because it gives you, and then private message them. Don't comment in the comments, because it's so much better to private message them, because now you're having a conversation with them similar to if you were doing a home party, right? And you're talking to them one-on-one, and like you said, listening to them, and you can kind of go from there. It's a great idea.
Anybody have a question?
Any questions for anybody? Go ahead. Yeah. Okay. message. Oh, comments. They're screenshots. Mm-hmm. Okay. So for those of you that couldn't hear, Lisa's question was earlier when I was talking about my team asking for help and sending messages and telling me that they're messaging a bunch of people. And I said about, send me screenshots. She wants to know how I ask them that without being like mean about it. So I usually will just say, why don't you send me a picture of what you're sending so that I can see, maybe because I need help with wording just like some of us do, but usually I do okay with things. Wording is something that I'm all right at. I think I do wording better than I talk. But so I asked them just to send me the screenshots of what their wording is so that I can kind of take a look at it and see if maybe it's a little too long or, if it could be tweaked a bit. And then I tell them, like, I want to see if you're telling me you sent 100 messages, send me all 100 messages because you have to be getting like if you're sending out 100 messages or 200 messages and you're not getting a yes, what are your messages? You know what I mean? And no's don't hurt, guys. Remember that. Like I always say you can't get a yes if you don't ask. I tell my team that all the time because sometimes, especially newer people, they're afraid to ask. And you're not going to get any yeses. No one's going to come knock on your door and be like, "Hey, can I have a Tupperware party?" It doesn't happen. So you have to ask people. It's just part of the, yeah. So any other questions? Did I answer your question, Lisa?
So for those of you who are not managers or directors and are saying, why is it that my director asks me to do that? Because I know people say that, like, why do you want to see a screenshot? We're not saying we don't think you know what you're doing. We genuinely want you need an extra set of eyes. I send Megan screenshots because she says, "Katie, that doesn't make sense." And I go, "Yeah, it makes." Never mind. Because you need the extra set of eyes. You need someone else to encourage you. People send me messages and I say, "This is great wording. I'm going to steal it from you. Please. I noticed that you missed a pivot." Oh, all of a sudden they're getting bookings, right? So we're not doubting you. We're not saying that you're bad. You don't know what you're doing. You need more training. We're not saying that. We're saying, can you help us? Because we do this. Can we help you? Because we do the same thing to our uplines. Because we're better together. We're stronger together. Yes, don't copy paste. Send me a screenshot because then I can see what they said to you. And then maybe they think like I do and you think, I don't know what, let's say I'm a D and you're a C. Like, I know what they're asking. And you're like, I have no idea what they're asking. Okay. So.
As women, we are all like defensive, right? Like, I mean, I know I am like totally defensive. So I can read something that someone's saying to me and I'm like, I'm totally reading it in a totally different way than what they meant it to come across as. So I'm like, oh my God, what did I do wrong or whatever? And then I may ask Lacey, can you read this? And she's like, yeah, why are you upset? And I'm like, but they meant this. And she's going, no, they didn't. So, and sometimes just picking up the phone and talking to someone rather than a text is easier too. Yeah.
So the welcome post is, and just the question is the welcome post where you can tag all, you get one shot at it where it tags all. It's only in groups. So you click on members on your laptop. You can't do it on your phone. You click on members and it'll say write welcome post. And like I said, if you guys are doing the welcome post, people trinkle in at the beginning of the party, you just it's a way, your way if you want it to be. But I wait until 2 days before the party. I'll send out all my messages, 25 at a time, but per hour. I'll get in that Facebook Messenger jail. And then once I'm done sending all the messages, I'll actually pull up exactly what I write in just a second. Just did it the other day. All right. So what I write is, I sent everyone a private message today. You may have checked your message. You may have to check your message requests. Can't find it? Try sending me a message to see if it works then. For each person that responds to my message will earn 5 bonus points towards a raffle. Comment below with replied once you respond to my message. And then you'll get some people that go, replied. No, you didn't. Yeah, no problem. And you just, a lot of people will write replied, and that's, like I said, this is the butter to the bread. I can't push it harder enough to do it 2 to 3 days before the party ends, to send out all those messages and do the tag all, or the welcome post. I call it the tag all, but it opens up so many more opportunities for orders, so many more opportunities for parties. And the people that have already ordered, my message to them is, oh, thank you so much for your order on Jessica's party. She's super close to earning her next host reward and could really use your help by booking a party. Simple.
I have one more thing to share. For me, booking the parties, after parties is probably the easiest. But if you're also in a slump and don't want to try a GIF post or whatever, personal messaging is the #1 way to do it. Posting things on your personal Facebook wall and your VIP group are good, but you're not going to get the bookings like that. Go through like your VIP group and message people periodically. Go through your regular friends on Facebook. The other thing I've done is when people want products that we don't have currently, I have a in search of spreadsheet on my computer. I have their name, what party they came off of, and then the date when I last spoke to them and what they're looking for. So when I see the things like the Bacon Keeper that came out or the Potato Smart were on back order, I keep that list. So when I see those things come up on sale or like on these flash holiday deals and stuff, I'm going to message people to see if they want to order those. And then if they don't, but you try to turn it into a booking, your friends want this too. Let's have a party. You get it for free, that kind of thing.
That's all we got, folks. Thanks, right?
I'm wondering if